So obviously just going to start from kind of the top. So we'll start at UJ, finish down kind of at Tesla to see how it's going, and that's really it. So just mostly cleaning my chart, seeing what trades I can take this week to hopefully complete that $100,000 challenge, as well as just make some money on the side that I can spend, you know, just on petrol or something like that. So without further ado, let's just head into it. So here I'll be just seeing if I can find kind of some new levels. I could mark this one up. I can see like right here it's a bit of a resistance, here it's a bit of support, then it becomes a bit of resistance there, support, and it's looking like it's being tested as a support again. So that there looks like it's kind of showing itself to be a type of key level. So that's really just the level there, and then obviously we can just see a bit of a resistance up here. Now this little ellipse thing was here because I was really just looking for a break of this structure here, and we can see that it didn't end up coming back down and testing this level, so there wasn't really a trade there for me. But if we were to take a look, I could also mark kind of this point here as an area of support. So we'll use that area, this point here, as our low, that point there as our high. We can see right there would be actually a good entry on a buy towards the upside, setting the stop loss at around that 0.7 area. And then also if I just zoom out though, I also kind of want to have a look at what's been happening on the 4-hour time frame. So it's looking like after this big dip with the election and stuff, it's kind of just correcting. So I do think that this trade here could still continue on to be a good one, as long as we just see how kind of the next few hours of this trade here close. Wait, is this? Oh, whoops. It's actually USD CHF. But because I'm liking the way this trade setup here looks, like just really early within the week, I am going to mark that one down and hopefully, you know, wake up on time to trade that one. So now if I take a look here on this pair, just going to delete some fibs, and then I'm going to mark at this point. So we'll just zoom in here. I'm going to mark this area up here as kind of a key level. There. So now I can kind of see that this point here would be the low, this point up here would be the high. So we'll just use fib. So now here I can see that based off of my analysis, like here I could see that there's kind of this point of resistance and support. So there could be a key level on that 0.6, but you know, it's really just too small for me to trade, right? And normally the way I trade is I like there to be kind of a key level in between the 0.5 to the 0.6 area, and simply there just isn't one here. So you know, that's just something that I'm not really looking to trade. So we'll just head over onto USD Canadian dollar. Well, I was looking for an entry here, didn't really enter in. If you guys want to see that, check out my weekly recap, which isn't actually uploaded yet. I'm just editing that one currently. But yeah, we can see that it basically almost hit take profit. It was a few pips off here. But yeah. So there, I'm just gonna start cleaning the charts. Here we can see now it is kind of ranging just within here. So what I'm gonna try and do, the more I trade, is kind of just keep my charts much cleaner as like during the weeks and stuff. So like here, you guys just saw there, I just got rid of that level simply just to clean my charts. Like there's no point putting in heaps of key levels within a range because you don't really want to trade within that range, right? Hold on, I'm filling up my jug of water. Can you guys hear this? Oh shit, I just dropped water all over my keyboard. Whoops. That's not good. Guys, I'm wiping down my keyboard. Oh, damn, you guys saw all of that stuff pop up. Oh, hopefully my keyboard still works, right? Alright, so we'll just head over onto New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar. So as I zoom out here, I can see obviously it didn't really break any key levels that I was looking at. As you can see, these big ones here. You could mark up like these little ones like this here, and then just trade the small trends within the range. But you know, that's not really my style. I kind of like big break and retest of like big market structure. So in terms of this pair, there still isn't really anything nice for me. Like I either want to see a break of this low or this high, as those are like really strong kind of areas. But actually, as I'm looking now for just a bit longer, I am going to end up marking this point here as a support, as that looks pretty good. We can see it's been tested like from here, or even here we can see it's a bit of resistance point here, then support. So we can just say once, twice, and then here support 3, support 4, support 5, support 6. So there, that level there is being tested quite a lot. But in terms of trades, there's nothing really I'm looking forward to during the week. So taking a look here at this pair, I can see that there is, well, it's just in this consistent uptrend here. Then here I can mark this area up. Now we can see this point here was a bit choppy. We can see like this little double top form and it tanks a bit, but you know, the overall trend here is obviously still in this overall uptrend. But we can see that it did actually end up making a few lower lows here, so that could definitely be a sign that it's actually losing its uptrend momentum. So for me right now, taking a look at this pair, there's nothing really too good to trade here. And then we can also see that there is this sign here of lower uptrend momentum, which really isn't that good when I'm looking to enter in on a buy. Alrighty, so I'm just zooming out here because I don't know, I feel like there's not a lot of data here, but really it just ranged, like there's nothing I can do. It just ranged in between here to here. Did have that one little drop over here, but then it continued back into within this range. So once again here, when it is ranging, mostly I'm just looking for it to break and retest one of these 3 levels here. As I can see with this arrow, it's in this uptrend, right? So I'll be looking for a buy. So hopefully I can see a break of these levels and then it retests, and looking for a buy where this key level is hopefully within that 0.5 area for the trade I'm looking at. But like really here, there's not much. This could be a possible sign, as well as this long term, or not long term, but for me it's long, of this range and this big drop here, that there could be a sign that it's losing its uptrend momentum and actually starting to head back down towards the downside. Now I also just think that the US dollar is going to start correcting, so I do think that a short on GBP USD could be a pretty good idea. So you know, just keep an eye out for sells on this pair. Alright, so here I'll take a look at GP JPY. Here I can see that it's coming up really close to this extreme high with this solid black line here. So it's obvious I've just still got my same key levels that I had from last week, and I'm just gonna have to see how it reacts to those levels. But in terms of a trade this week, there isn't really nothing that stands out to me like this pair, where as soon as the week starts I can just enter in straight in on this trade here and hopefully it goes alright, you know what I'm saying? So we'll just head on over. In terms of a key level here, I'm just going to mark up this point of resistance because it looks like it's been pretty relevant. You can see here resistance once, twice, 3, 4, so that there could seem pretty good. Now I'm just going to look at and check for previous market structure where it was this high. You can see pre-COVID it was all the way up here. It did come to this high actually over here, and it did end up breaking it. So I do think that I should mark this up as a point of support area. So here I'm going to mark this up as an area of support, and then there is this area of resistance up here. So we can see another continuation and a little break and retest of these highs, and just entering on another buy. Alright, so I'm just going to watch something real quick. you guys can't see it, but it's actually just a bit of League of Legends. So all right, I'm back. All right. Oh damn, I think I missed this. Whoops. Oh well, I didn't actually miss it, but if you guys check out my weekly recap, you'll see why I didn't really like check out the markets or anything. But as you guys can see, like my trading plan, what are we seeing here? We're seeing this uptrend, right? We're then seeing that from this low to this high, there's a key level in between the 0.5 to 0.6, so you want to enter in on that key level. Then then after you enter in on that key level there, you want to really just target this 0, but you know, sometimes you might want to be a little bit you know, just a little bit less greedy, so you might want to target something like this, and then you just set your stop loss kind of at this 0.78 area. You can see here this trade is about 2.4 risk reward, but if you were to put it up all the way up to here, it's about a 3.2 risk to reward. And you can see right now you would be currently, well, let's say at the highest point here, you would have at least closed 2%. I mean, well, not 2%, but like you would have at least closed a 2 risk to reward ratio, which is definitely good. Just depending on your account size, if you're risking 2% here with 100,000, then that means you would be making, let's just see, 2,000 times that by 2.33, you'd be making around 4,660. So that means another trade like this, and you basically would have passed a $100,000 challenge. Man, water is actually so good. Like, let me know in chat if you are here, if anyone's here. But literally, just let me know in chat if you like love water. Like, you know, I only drink water and I still love it. Like, it's actually nuts. Maybe I'm like addicted, I don't know. But like, yeah, here, as you guys can see, like, that's really my whole trading setup, right? And it's just that simple, and that's what makes me money. And hopefully, because like for me, I'm just trying to show my journey, because at the start of my channel you can see I'm trading $60, and I really just stayed consistent with it, and now I'm trying to get that $100,000. So all I'm showing is kind of, if you just put in the time, hopefully you can get it, but at the end of the day you can still remain profitable. So that's just all I'm showing. So if I actually just look for like some key levels here, I've got a bit off topic there. There's obviously this high up here. I could mark up this point here, but the reason why I'm not going to is because then, it kind of gets a bit cluttered, and once again, simplicity is key, right? So you kind of want to just keep the charts as simple as possible, and then that's how I tend to make my money, you know. But yeah, you guys like literally just saw how I trade properly. Like here, if I was to use a high, I would use this high, because this seems like the most recent point where it just hasn't had an impulse move. So I use this high here, this low down here. So this trade here looks good, so I'm gonna mark that one up in blue there. Look for a sell kind of on this key level here, target these lows, set my stop loss for 0.78. Done. You see, this trade here has about a 1.86 risk to reward. So if I'm risking 2%, so if I'm risking $2,000 and I'm getting about 1.86% back on this trade here, I'd be making $3,720 off of this trade. But since I'm not really going to be trading my FTMO account until the end of it, and I'm just going to restart it, if I trade my personal account of $1,000, then, and I risk 5%, so if I get 50 times 1.86 or whatever it was, something like that, I'll be making just short of $100 in a day, which is still more than what some people make working full-time if you're like a tradie or something like that. And for a 19-year-old who doesn't even work, that's decent. And actually guys, I don't want to really say this, but if you guys check out kind of my old YouTube, one of my older YouTube videos, you'll see that I actually had 2,000 in the account and I made around $1,700 profit, so almost 100% profit on that account. And then I started risking like $300-400 on the account. Then I just over traded, and now instead of being up 1,400, I'm up around $500. Except the thing is, before that I used my profits to actually pay for the FTMO account, which was around $900, and then I actually used the profits from that account to pay for my camera. So then the account is just now at 100 because I spent some of that money. But you know, it is what it is. It just shows that I am profitable, and I just haven't traded the account really, but I'll get back into it, and yeah, hopefully we can make some more money. And I can see 2 perfectly good trades here as the week starts, so I'll hopefully be getting up on time to trade those. And yeah, guys, I'm actually kind of hungry. Like, I don't know what to get though. Like, it's 2 AM in the morning. What can I eat? God damn. Anyway, we'll just continue on here. So in terms of marking up key levels here, I can kind of see that it's become like, it looks like that there's a bit of a resistance forming there, so I could just mark that up like that and just see if this here starts to create this downtrend. Then we could possibly be looking in for an entry on a break and retest of this structure, or if it actually continues to like come down here and then go up and then come back down and then break and like create a new key level and then break those levels, break and retest those levels, we could be looking in for an entry. But this would be a pretty small trade, and not really something I'd be too keen on entering in on. But if the setup's there, you know, setup's there, just rinse and repeat with the setup. So as I trade this pair here, I'm just going to mark up this area of support. Then I'm going to whip out the fib from this high down to this low. Bang, I can see that a good sell opportunity would be on this level, hopefully down there, and then target these, that 0.7 area, just mark it up green. But you know what, I'm actually just going to put in an alert for these trades here, just, you know, so I know if my entries have been hit before I wake up or anything like that. So now, yeah, I can see that there's this trade. If I were, so here you can see I used the fib from this high here down to this low, didn't end up coming back and hitting my entry, so I didn't enter in. And now I can see that it came all the way from up here and it's continued to come down, but really there isn't just anything here that I like to trade. So, and the levels are just still the same really, unless I could just make this one here a bit tighter like that. That looks nicer and is less cluttered. As you guys actually saw, kind of, if you guys watched my last week's stream or whatever, you'd say that I was kind of just hinting or directly saying that like you guys should be looking for shorts on AUD/USD. So I said I was just looking for a huge one here, but that one is like I'd still take that, that's fine. But here is another one that I was looking at last week, and I can see that this one here hit my take profit at a 2.69 risk reward ratio. So if I was risking 2% of 100,000 and it hit and I made 2.69%, then that means this trade here would be $5,380 in profit, and I would have passed the FTMO challenge. The reason why I haven't is simply like due to like mental reasons and just stuff that basic traders actually just come across with and deal with on an everyday basis, right? So, you know, all we have to do is just keep our head up and continue trading. As long as you know your trading plan works, then at the end of the day you'll end up being profitable. So here, just gonna move this, drag it across. But really, I don't think that this is going to continue heading up. And I'm still looking for kind of just a short position. So yeah, I'm just gonna mark this as a little downtrend, and then that's really it. I'm just gonna look for a break and retest of these levels here that I've marked up, and if they look good, they look good, and I trade them, you know. So here, as I look at Apple, I can see Apple here actually went pretty high, but then it just tanked heaps. Not quite sure why. I think it was the same. Oh, actually Microsoft's just been on a steady incline. I don't really know why. And he's kind of dropped back. And Tesla is actually, I can't believe Tesla's still so high after it did that. I think it was a 4-to-1 split. But guys, that's really just going to be it from me this week. If you guys enjoyed this week's recap, just for those on YouTube, just like and subscribe, give me a comment down below, and that's going to be it for you guys. So I'll see you next week, and yeah, see ya.